This video is intended for audiences age 13 and up.
The next day, but here we have the brand new designed box, Star Wars The Black Series, Imperial Stormtrooper. Here's a look at the front of the box. Here's the art on the side. Pause it now if you would like to read that. There's the back of the box, some more art, nothing at the top but a window, and the price and barcode at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. All right, here's the figure out of the box. Before we take a look at the figure, let's take a look at the one accessory we were given. We were given a blaster. So this is a E11, but I'll have to compare it later. I do not believe we have seen this E11, or at least it's been pretty well redesigned. I'm trying to get it to focus. It is pretty dark. You get a really, really black coat of paint around everything. You have, it looks like a scope on the side and an extended clip. Pretty much just looks like a modded out E11 from Battlefront 2. And yeah, it looks really good. I'm excited that they've, not given us the same E11 over and over and over again. They're changing it up a bit, so that's exciting. But forget about the accessory. Let's go talk about this. So just toying around with it for the minute before I started recording, I noticed that it looks like the painting on the head is a little bit off at the top. I don't know if you see that, but like that lining, yeah, now you can see it. It doesn't line up very well. So that's really annoying to me. But as you can see, this is a totally new model, like a new mold, should I say. Well, at least it feels like they've recycled a lot from the Sith Trooper, which actually ended up growing on me a lot. I didn't love it when I reviewed it, but I do really like this Stormtrooper. You got a completely remodeled figure for the Stormtrooper. By the way, if you hear anything in the background, it's just my dog. But you have a completely remodeled figure. Now, there is a paint splotch right there. I'll focus on it. It's just a personal defection on mine. That one doesn't bug me too much. But overall, it's pretty standard for paint. You get this very thorough white paint. Don't really see changing at all. There's another speck down there. So there's a few specks on this figure. But yeah, very thorough white paint. You get that nice textured core with the it's more textured than the last one, I believe, that I can remember. I don't have them out right now. And yeah, there's not like a ton to talk about because it is just a standard Stormtrooper. But for the price point of $20 American, $30 Canadian, you're getting exactly what you asked for. You're getting a nice, consistent Stormtrooper figure that will look great in your collection. I do like the articulation, and the articulation is as follows. The head can look up that much. If you move his head, it can kind of like pivot forward like that. You get this nice head pivot. It can look down. Not a lot. It's kind of prohibited by the front side of his helmet, and it can look up that much. And it's got some nice head tilting. I believe this is the body mold they will be using on the Incinerator Stormtrooper from the Mandalorian, and originally, a lot of people don't know this, from The Force Unleashed. The arms can go up about that much, which is very nice. The shoulder pads do allow it. It kind of clicks in, so you're not really worrying about that shoulder pad breaking. But what I did notice right away is after doing that, the shoulder pads you can push them back, but they do fly up a bit. So I'm going to be a little weary of that, as I don't want my shoulder pads breaking off, and I've had that issue before with Halo and Iron Man figures. Early on, Iron Man figures. You get that nice double jointed elbow, which is great to see. The elbow can almost, no, it can't bend back at all. That was false. You get that 360. You can get the 360. Again, I don't suggest it because it looks like, take a look at the shoulder pad. I haven't even looked at this. Is it, I really hope it's not breaking. It's not set into the arm. So excuse me, it's not set into the arm. It's actually set into the torso. So again, wouldn't suggest doing a 360. I'm not going to. Just learned that. But yes, it's very articulate. You can force it if you want to, but I don't want to break my shoulder pads, which are already pretty durable. And I don't want you guys going off and breaking your figures. He's got some pretty decent, whatchamacallit, pivot in the hands. And he's got the shooting hands over here, but for whatever reason, I can't get mine to articulate into that firing pose. It's probably just stiff. But that's a little annoying if it didn't come with that. So the ab crunch it's more, it's not great. You can crunch up about that much. You can crunch back a lot, which helps looking up. Crunch side to side, and the legs can go up that much. That looks more single jointed to me. Wait, let's see. Yeah, kind of look, yeah, that's definitely single jointed knees. Single jointed knees, you get some ankle pivot, but it is not amazing. I can't really get it to pivot too much. Let's try the other foot. Yeah, it's better on that foot. So my foot, again, is just a little stiff. The nice thing about these is the legs can go out a decent amount. They can kick back a shocking amount, which I find figures don't really kick back that well. And legs can go forward this much. Now, the belt is very durable, but again, if you want to keep it in minty fresh... Spencer, stop it. Sorry, my dog. If you want to keep it in minty fresh condition, I would not suggest pulling it up constantly because it's going to start warping the belt. Also, so apparently there is... Yes, I see it. There is a head sculpt under this, which I think is so cool. So this is actually a helmet. You can take it off. I believe it's a clone head, and you can paint it if you'd like to. I'm not going to do that because I'm not artistic, and I don't like breaking my figures accidentally. But yeah, there's the articulation. I'm going to have to give this figure a rating of a 7 out of 10 if I did have to rate it out of 10. It's a nice figure, stands at about 6 inch tall. You're getting exactly what you're paying for, a standard Stormtrooper with a new E11, and yeah, there's not too much to it. I do like the simplicity in the design. We're missing that holster, and I do like the holster, but I understand that it's not as contradicting. I'm going to do some figure comparisons to other Black Series figures. I don't have a ton out right now, but I will definitely make sure I do the original Stormtrooper model, or at least the one from the original release of Rogue One. But yeah, I think this figure is a great place to build onto. I know that the Incinerator Trooper is going to be coming in this mold, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't dislike it. It is just a standard Stormtrooper, and for the price I'm paying, I love putting it into my Imperial army. And I think it really does stand out and just look fantastic. It doesn't stand out. It doesn't stand out, but it does look fantastic. It is, again, just a pretty simple Stormtrooper. The Imperial Stormtrooper next to Anakin Skywalker, who I believe in the films is supposed to be around 6'2". So this height comparison works perfectly. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get any other figures in the wave, and I'm really excited to get that new Camino mold, the Camino clone. So I'll keep my eye out for that figure. But yeah, here is Anakin and the Stormtrooper. For whatever reason, had my archive figures out today. Well, at least 2 of them. And here is the archive Bosk next to your Imperial Stormtrooper. Here's the new Imperial Stormtrooper compared to the old Imperial Stormtrooper. And I gotta say, like, looking at them side by side, there are some huge differences. Although they look totally fine posed together, like I don't have an issue with that at all. This gives off a more realistic Stormtrooper vibe. It does look like a guy wearing armor, which I like a lot. And this is still a very great figure and also worth your buck at the time. I never really did like how huge this helmet was. I don't know why. I just thought his head looked massive. So looking at them side by side, though, you can see that if you have this Stormtrooper and you want to put him in the collection and you're not sure that it will match your army build, it's absolutely no problem. To me, it totally looks fine, and it's going to look great in like a diorama or a setup. And in some action figure photography, they're just built different, and Stormtroopers aren't clones, so it works. Thank you guys so much for watching the video today. If you did enjoy the video and you'd like to do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button. We're super close to 100 subs. I'm really appreciative of that, guys. Let me know how my action figure review was. If there's anything I could improve on or anything you'd like to see, just let me know. And if you saw something I did that you liked, let me know and I'll make sure I do it in the next video. So thank you guys once again. As I said before, hit the subscribe button and I will see you in the next action figure review.